title of my thesis is The Misadventures of the Situationist International in the Temple of Doom.
Dialogues of Identity, Antioch and Pisidia under Rome.
Remembering well, 9/11, museums, and composing the historical record.
Face recognition system using Laplacian faces.
The Battle of Kosovo-Poli in 1389, elite manipulation of myths and symbols in the former Yugoslavia.
Undocumented and Dominican in the Dominican Republic, a paradox of identity, sovereignty, and citizenship.
Human enhancement and our responsibility to future generations.
The digital evangelical.
Modernizing the American voter registration system.
Mexican-American literature.
Bioinformatic guided approach to identify biomarkers for breast cancer.
Moral secularization and the crisis of nihilism.
I'll say that you guys are the bravest people on campus because you are willing to get up in front of a panel of people and give it your best shot with the work of your research in 3 minutes. So congratulations to you guys. So let me tell you how this works. You have 3 minutes to talk about the work of your thesis in accessible language a non-expert can understand.
God is dead. But nihilism does not represent the end of morality. It represents a chance to change our approach to ethics in a morally pluralizing world.
It's a dialogue between the self, space, and society. And this dialogue can be seen through the evolution of urban space in Rome and Antioch.
In my research, I was very surprised to discover that immediately following the terrorist attack, like essentially the afternoon of, some curators and historians sprang into action.
What people don't realize is that 3 million votes tended to be lost because of voter registration problems. If we can fix the system, we can expand the franchise to 65 million people.
Referring to the concept of the Trinity, he says God is a relationship. In other words, God is a network. God is God's own Facebook friend.
Human morality is based on the fact that each person in this room recognizes the other as human. How would selecting genetic traits affect that recognition?
The system first recognizes the important points on your face. So each of our faces has landmarks which are distinguishable.
I screened these 500 genes and was able to identify 3 genes that show very low expression levels in breast cancer compared to the normal tissue.
Mexican Catholicism encourages more of a communal orientation and a tragic view of the world.
You can also see how a national history and identity can be hijacked by political elites for their own agenda.
Now the irony here is glaring. Undocumented Dominicans are in support of the very same policies that prevent them from achieving full citizenship.
If we had a group of situationists here in the auditorium right now, what would they be doing? Would they be listening to you politely? Would they be jumping up and down? Would they
would be telling
laughing
me
at the judges?
They would be telling me that situationism doesn't exist, never existed, and there's no way that I could write about it.
This was the hardest thing I had to judge. We would have just split the prize money among everybody.
Our master students are filled with brilliance, and being a judge, I don't want to have to go through this again.
The audience award goes to Miss Erica Adams.
We had a tie for first place. Jeremy Bold and Jaylee Ryken.
Nerve-wracking experience, but probably one of the most important ones that I've done in graduate school. It was a way to bring me kind of out of the academy, I think, into a real life setting.
I consider myself a very nervous presenter, so I didn't think that I'd be able to relax enough, especially in the big Skirball Center. So I competed and won $1,000.
We've all made friends with people who are in other disciplines, and it was also a really great tool for doing my own research. I mean, being able to distill it to to 3 minutes is really difficult. And it doesn't really do anybody's research justice, but it starts us to think about how we approach what we're doing, and it reminds us kind of why we're doing it.